My name is George McAnanima. Today we're here to talk about the high gas prices and how gas pricing is impacted by the Iraq War and occupation and the other events in the Middle East. I represent Binghamton chapter of Citizen Action of New York, a statewide organization that fights for social, racial, economic, and environmental justice. Can you believe we are now involved in the sixth and most expensive year yet of this war and occupation of Iraq? Economists say President Bush's war of choice in Iraq will exceed $3 trillion of our national treasury and will inflict lasting damage to our economy for generations to come. The sign on this gas station tells one important impact of the war and occupation. Binghamton area people are now paying $3.99 and $4 a month per gallon of unleaded gasoline.
I'm here today because the Working Families Party, which I chair here in the area, is against the war. It has always been against the war, and it wants our troops run home. We recognize that for working people, many of the things that are essential to us, such as housing, health care, and public education, are not happening for us. The things we need, medical care, just not happening because the money is all going to this war.
I want people to know the relationship between the Iraq war and the high gas prices. Clearly there has been a relationship established, and people deserve to know that the high gas prices is due to a war in Iraq. But not only high gas prices, the indirect effects include food. What needs to be understood is the ideology that got us into the war in the first place. That is, America or the Bush administration has used war as a way to gain leverage on the international political level. And the next president needs to find a new approach to engaging with international politics. And that new approach will not require war, and if it doesn't require war, it would not cost us $4 trillion. So the new president will have to find an approach that does not require war.
According to recent analysis by the National Security Network, Bush's failed foreign policy has created massive shifts in the oil market that some analysts estimate to be inflating wholesale prices by as much as $30 to $40 per barrel. Oil experts like the Cambridge Energy Research Associates have projected that the Iraq war occupation and other events in the Middle East may be inflating oil's wholesale price by as much as 30% above where it would be otherwise. We are outraged as citizens. We have a right, a duty, and a responsibility to speak out. We must hold our elected officials accountable. We can't sit on the sidelines because democracy is not a spectator sport. So please, get involved, stay involved.
Well, we have to get the war stopped and the troops run home in a sensible manner and start funding universal health care. We need to get the big money out of our elections. We have a program called Clean Money, Clean Elections, which is full public funding of elections. We want the people to pay for their own election campaigns, and then the people can run for office instead of the people who run for office now are bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical industry, the insurance industry, and the oil companies. That has to stop.
Diplomacy. Sit and speak with both your adversaries and your friends and try to find a common ground.
Based on, because we're talking about the Middle East here, a lot of them being very difficult people to work with, because most of them do not really care for us.
Well, you cannot say that, nor can I say how difficult it is engaging with the Middle East. What needs to be understood is what is their position, and they need to understand our position. And then we sit and discuss the issues. There's no one way to solve a problem, and clearly war is not a way to solve the problem.